Well, good morning and welcome to another lesson this week. As you notice, I'm going to try something a little different this week. I'm actually going to give you the lesson up front, and we're going to kind of walk through each scenario together and kind of develop a better understanding of what is expected of you in these different sections, and maybe just, again, trying to try something different than slides and kind of actually walk through this with you like you would do on your own. So what we're going to do this lesson is going to cover is negative numbers part 2. So again, the learning target, like we do every time, is I can identify and solve multiplication and division problems with negative numbers in real-world scenarios. So we've already looked at adding and subtracting. So now we're going to focus on multiplication and division. So to kind of start out, we're not going to watch this, but I found a funny video on multiplying and dividing that may become a little bit redundant and maybe annoying to you. I don't know. But I thought it was kind of a funny video that you can kind of watch. And sometimes these funny videos get in our heads, and they actually help us learn and remember things with these kind of ideas with maybe rules and examples in math. So go ahead and watch that funny video. If you want to put something down here to say, I enjoy the video, or maybe this video was definitely something I enjoyed watching, or you don't really have to put anything, but I kind of wanted you to get a video, some of these rules stuck in your head so that you can remember them as you continue on in this lesson. So just like with the Explore section, we're going to kind of enhance our learning a little bit of this idea of multiplying and division problems. And I gave you a video to kind of help understand that a little better. That in this video, there's some examples that they do for you, that he's actually practicing some examples you can follow. He talks out what he's doing. So please watch this video to kind of better understand the direction that we're heading and to help you learn, or help you be able to, again, kind of learn this learning target by the end of the lesson. I did open up this resource for you, and I kind of want to look at it and just review a little bit of multiplying and dividing. Now, I feel like multiplying and dividing integers are a little easier than adding and subtracting, because with those, if it's subtraction, you're actually trying to go back to addition, and then you got to follow the addition problems and be able to find if it's positive or negative. With multiplying and dividing, they are the same with both. All right, they are not different. So with both of these, we say if the signs are the same, the answer is always positive. All right, so even if it's two positive numbers, if it's two negative numbers, if the signs are the same with both numbers, the answer is going to be positive no matter what the answer is. If they're different, if you're dividing by different, the answer is always negative. And these rules never change, all right, with division or multiplication. All right, they are always the same. If they're the same, it's positive. If they're different signs, it's negative. And then you can kind of focus on the actual operation. So again, I would identify first, is my answer going to be positive or is it going to be negative? And then go ahead and solve what you're supposed to solve. And as a reminder, and some of you may have started to notice this, with multiplication, especially in algebra, is that we use parentheses next to each other to determine that it's multiplication. If there's no plus or minus sign between the parentheses and they're pushed together, that's called multiplication, all right? And you need to get used to seeing that, because in math, they use a lot of that to kind of keep things separate and not be able to kind of conjumble up symbols and things like that. So again, same sign is always positive, different, negative. Same, positive, different, negative, and continue to tell yourself that. And then in here, what I do is I actually give you some practice problems to be able to work through in Khan Academy. And again, it's kind of practice your understanding of, are these negative or positive? So if I'm looking at this one, I would notice that there are different signs. So I know my answer is going to be negative, and then I can go back and do 4 times 3. In this example, also different signs, negative, and then I can go back and solve 2 divided by 2. So just with like every lesson, these Explore gives you a chance to kind of be able to explain what you learned in those Explore sections. So in this Explain, you're not only going to give the answer, but I kind of want to see what you're thinking. Give me in your own words, how would you approach this problem using the things that we did in the Explore section? So I just don't want to see an answer. I want to see a couple of sentences here to describe your approach and how you would solve this problem. Not how I would, how you would. All right, so make sure that it's coming from you and how you view that problem. And then in the Evaluate section, I'm going to have you actually complete 2 checkpoints, because one is multiplication, one is division. So again, there's not many problems on those. So if you can go ahead and complete those as your Evaluate that would be awesome. And then the elaborate to finish it up is I have a template, kind of like what you did for subtraction and addition. And it's a real world, actually as an example, and you have to turn it into a real world problem. So thinking about these negative and positive with multiplying and dividing instead of adding and subtracting, can you write a story based on the problem that I give you? My encouragement is I do give you an example to follow, but you also can look on Google or some kind of research to maybe help you kind of create your own storyline based on the problem that I give you. So it's kind of like the explain section, but instead of just explaining what you do, can you put it into a word problem that someone could maybe solve later? So kind of go that route. And again, my example is here for you to follow. And like every lesson express, in what ways have you gotten better in this kind of work? Again, we're reflecting back on the lesson, what worked for you, what did you enjoy? So make sure you take to heart those questions. And again, continue to work through this unit. We are getting towards the end of this unit. The due date is in about a week. So continue to work on those power focus areas, get those done, and then get in the unit and start working on some of these checkpoints and some of these lessons that we're doing. And hopefully by the end of this lesson, you can say with confidence, I can identify and solve multiplication and division problems with negative numbers in real world scenarios. Again, if you need any help, please let me know. And I hope you guys have a great week. Thank you.